The last few decades have been really good for individual investors like you and me by granting us access to ETFs and mutual funds and ultimately having high quality investment options. But, and there's always a but, there's still the issue of actually having to pick your index funds, ETFs, constructing a portfolio, and then managing that portfolio across multiple different investment accounts. Hi, Vincent Chan here from The Simple Dollar, and we're tackling that issue today with the introduction of Robo Advisors. In this video, we're going over what exactly are Robo Advisors, what are some of its pros, what are some of its cons, and ultimately whether or not you should be using Robo Advisors. And if that sounds good to you, make sure you smash that subscribe button as well as ring the notification bell to always stay updated with the latest and greatest money, personal finance from The Simple Dollar. And as always, you can always find more information on this topic at thesimpledollar.com. Robo Advisors like Betterment and Wealthfront makes the hard work easier by taking most of the legwork off of your plate. For example, Robo Advisors would actually choose investment options for you and typically reallocate it. The only thing you have to remember to do is to contribute money to your investment accounts. And many of Robo Advisors actually do a phenomenal job at this, although there are some weaknesses involved and a lot of them promise more than they can actually deliver. So make sure you stay until the end when we go over exactly what are the downsides for using Robo Advisors. So firstly, what exactly is a Robo Advisor? A Robo Advisor is essentially an automatic investing platform that ultimately helps you construct and maintain an investment portfolio on behalf of you. You open an investment account with them, you answer a few questions such as what your goals are, what your risk tolerance is, and then the Robo Advisors does the rest of the work when it comes to picking a pre-created, constructed portfolio of investments for you. And the concept is very similar to other types of investment vehicles that you've heard of in the past, such as a target date retirement fund or an all-in-one fund. Essentially, the goal of both of these is to create a one-stop shopping investment profile for you. The biggest difference between a Robo Advisor and these other types of funds that we just mentioned is that Robo Advisors are typically providing more guidance for you as well as having a sleeker user interface. Rather than asking you to evaluate all the different types of target date retirement funds, checking those details out, picking a specific date, instead what you would just be doing is, like I mentioned earlier, open up an investment account with a Robo Advisor, answer a couple of questions, and then from there, the Robo Advisor will do most of the work for picking the actual funds for your portfolio. But of course, since Robo Advisors are doing a lot of the legwork for you, they typically cost a little bit more than your traditional low-cost target date retirement funds, but we'll actually get into these details a little bit later. It's also really important for you to understand that the Robo part of Robo Advisor just means that there's technology involved in the ongoing maintenance of your portfolio. There's pretty much still humans involved in pretty much the entirety of Robo Advisors, from picking the underlying funds to actually constructing the investment portfolio, all the way to even programming the instructions for the technology and Robo part to maintain your ongoing portfolio. So with all that in mind, let's actually dive into what are some of the pros and then what are some of the cons for Robo Advisors. The first pro is high quality, low cost portfolios. At this point, the research is abundantly clear. An investment portfolio that's comprised of mostly low cost index funds have an 80 to 90% chance of outperforming anything else. And that's the phenomenal thing about Robo Advisors. And at least for now, they really take this to heart. Almost all of the Robo Advisors investment portfolios that I've seen has traditionally been mostly invested in low cost ETFs. So when you actually sign up for one of these platforms, you can be rest assured that your investment portfolio with these Robo Advisors are typically going to be based off of what we currently know as what is the best way to invest right now. Although this doesn't actually guarantee anything, this is a fantastic place to start. The second pro is that it's really easy to use. Like I mentioned earlier, all you really have to do is sign up for an investment account with a Robo Advisor, answer a few basic questions, and then have a pre-constructed portfolio ready for you. And the only thing you have to do afterwards is just making sure you can keep making contributions as well as just living your life. And I'm personally all for everything that makes living life easier. The third pro is tax efficiency. If you're investing in a taxable account, a lot of Robo Advisors actually help you increase your after-tax returns. For example, many Robo Advisors offer automatic tax loss harvesting, which essentially takes advantage of temporary market losses to offset any taxable gains. The actual benefits of this strategy are typically overstated when it comes to their advertisement and marketing materials. However, there are still some advantages to it. These features or services really wouldn't be too advantageous for you if you are investing with your tax advantage account, such as your 401k or IRA. But it would be helpful if you are investing in a taxable account. Also, keep in mind that target date retirement funds or all-in-one funds do not offer these advantages or these services. And before I get into the cons of Robo Advisors that you definitely need to be aware of, make sure you smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. And remember, you can always find this wonderful information on thesimpledollar.com. The first con is that they're not financial planners. And although robo-advisors absolutely love marketing themselves as alternatives to financial planners, they're simply not. It is true that in terms of portfolio constructions, robo-advisors are pretty much just as good as financial planners, and in some cases might even be better just because robo-advisors have lower costs involved. But an actually good financial planner does so much more than just portfolio construction. A really good financial planner gets to know you personally and understands your needs and goals on a personal level. And ultimately, these really good financial planners will try to use all of the financial tools and opportunities that are available in order to help you reach your financial goal. And simply put, robo-advisors are just not financial planners. Although technology might reach there one day, currently robo-advisors are only really good at helping you construct a portfolio as well as maintain that portfolio. The second con is that they cost more than all-in-one funds. Although robo-advisors are typically pretty cheap, they still do cost more than your all-in-one fund, such as a target date retirement fund. For example, Vanguard's target date retirement funds typically cost between 0.13% to 0.16% every single year. Betterment, on the other hand, charges about 0.25% for its baseline management fees, and on top of that, you also have to pay any fees for the underlying portfolios that you invest in, which traditionally costs about 0.10%. So all in all, in total, you'd be expected to pay 0.35% for all of the fees involved every single year. That's not a huge difference between the two, and Betterment typically does offer better fees than, let's say, other investment options that you have, although it is important for you to know that typically all-in-one funds will be cheaper than going with a robo-advisor. The third con is that they don't guarantee performance, and while this is true for any type of investments that you do, the marketing and advertisings involved in robo-advisors make it seem like it's kind of guaranteed when it's really not. Robo-advisors will expose you to the same amount of risk as other investments within the similar space. Sometimes your returns will be really positive and sometimes you'll just lose money, and that's just the way it is. So finally, the question remains, should you be using a robo-advisor? Overall, I think robo-advisors are a really great opportunity for beginners trying to get invested because most of their investment portfolios are based off of hard evidence research and based off of low fund cost portfolios, which ultimately helps new investors to get started very quickly with investing in the stock market. Compared to other low cost all-in-one funds by companies such as Vanguard's, robo-advisors do cost a higher fee. If you're able to find an all-in-one fund that matches your investor profile and meets all of your asset allocation, it might be a cheaper route for you to actually just invest in the all-in-one fund. And it's important to realize that robo-advisors are just investment management tools. They're not a good replacement for actual financial planners. They don't ensure your success and they don't help you navigate through the complexities of financial planning. But if you're simply looking for a way to very easily and quickly invest in a high-quality investment portfolio, then robo-advisors may be a good option. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments on this topic, feel free to leave a comment down below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. And remember, if you want more content from The Simple Dollar, remember to smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, as well as feel free to check out the website, thesimpledollar.com, for even more information.